First, it's May Day. That means more immigration protests and people complaining about the rights that I don't think they've got. They're here illegally in the first place. One of the most offensive new voices in the debate comes from the Coalition of Humane Immigrant Rights of Los Angeles. Oh, that sounds nice. They've released a new video that supposedly advises illegal immigrants of their rights when arrested. Here's more video for you to watch.
Immigration and Custom Enforcement, please have your identification ready.
No corras, güey. Quédate ahí sentado. Hey, Diego.
Don't run.
In every language, we hope you're having a wonderful morning listening to Radio Tidla in your car, at home, or at work.
Yeah, but nowadays people are scared to go to work.
Brothers and sisters, no matter where you are from, this is your home now, and nobody should be afraid to be at home.
Especially when you're actually at your house. Could you believe all these raids, Fuerza? Coming into people's homes in the middle of the night or early in the morning.
Almost like the way you came into my home. Cross the border in the middle of the night at 4 o'clock in the morning. No matter where you're from, this is your home? Bull crap, Jose. Get the hell out of my country unless you came in the front door. I've been saying this for years. Illegal immigration has nothing to do with the country you're from. I don't care if you're from Mexico. I don't care where you're from. It has to do with the laws that you broke in the country you now want to call home. Yesterday, to prove the point, Ireland's Prime Minister addressed Congress and received a standing ovation as he made an impassioned plea for the plight of the Irish immigrants in America. Or shall we call a spade and name it Irish illegal immigrants. I know this comes as a shock to all of those who want to believe that I'm a racist, but I don't really care what country you came from. I don't care if it's Mexico. I don't care if it's Iceland or Ireland. I don't care. You snuck into my country illegally. You stopped being an immigrant at that moment and you started becoming a criminal. That is the simple reality every day, even on May Day. Representative Brian Vilray is the Republican from California, chairman of the Immigration Reform Caucus. I have to tell you, first of all, Brian, we'll start with this. Please tell me that we're taking a stand against the Irish illegal immigrant just the same way we do against the Mexican illegal immigrant.
Glenn, absolutely. If we believe in the rule of law, if we believe in what makes this country the most prosperous and free country in the world, we can't pick and choose between what group, where they came from and what hue they are. We've got to make sure that we send a very clear message to everyone that if you want to come to this country either from Ireland or from anywhere else, come here legally, but we're not going to reward you to be here illegally. And I've had my office full of people with, Irish T-shirts saying, legalize the Irish. And I just can't believe their attitude. And frankly, I think it's a very racist attitude that somehow we should be enforcing our law differently based on where you came from or what ethnic group you belong to. And that concept runs pretty deep across the amnesty crowd that somehow their group should be exempt from the law.
Yeah, I can't believe it. What is the feeling in Congress that this is going to pass, that somehow or another will give these people amnesty?
Well, look, what's scary is that there's an attitude that, don't worry, after the election, we'll put together a deal for them and reward all the illegals in this country with some kind of deal. And that is why you're seeing that Ms. Pelosi and the Democratic leadership and people are saying, let's not have any vote before the election. Let's look the other way.
Here's the thing. First of all, the immigrant rights group that made that videotape that I played just a minute ago, on their website, they say one of their goals is to promote economic justice. Let me give you this quote. This is a report from Crane's New York Business. They found that immigrant workers in unregulated businesses here in New York, quote, the workers will be quoted a flat weekly salary of $300. They have to work 60 hours a week, receiving an effective wage of $5 an hour with no provision for overtime, no health care, nothing else. This is modern-day slavery. How is it that protecting their rights to work here illegally is a good thing?
Well, Glenn, that's the problem, is that when you start with the premise that somebody is going to be allowed to be legally in the country, you open up exploitation for everything. And this is where this cruel little bait and switch, they send out the word around the world that you can come here illegally and we'll give you a job. It may not be equal to everyone else's, but we'll reward you for breaking the law. And then you've got people who are doing that, then whining and complaining when this kind of exploitation happens. That's why they should join with us. Heath Schuler, a Democrat from North Carolina, has a great bill called the SAVE Act that says we're going to finally start requiring these employers to check that people are legally in the country before you hire them. That's something that everybody should agree on, except they want to find an excuse to complain about the exploitation, but then they encourage the entire problem by encouraging illegal immigration.
Congressman, thank you so much. I'd love to have you on the radio program. I want to make sure that people are aware that this Irish thing is going on, because it is an outrage, and you keep fighting the fight, Congressman.